Hi, this is Mark Tibb speaking. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
So Mark Breland, Deontay Wilder's now former trainer, the guy who threw in the towel for Deontay Wilder and of course has received backlash, not just from Deontay Wilder, but some of his fanatical fans, where Mark Breland has been accused of being disloyal for throwing in the towel, and he has something to do with the water because he was the one who was guarding the water. In other words, Mark Breland had something to do with spiking Deontay Wilder's water with some kind of muscle relaxant, okay? Even though he's passed all VADA and everything, but apparently that's gone under the radar, okay? Anyway, it's what it is. Now, Mark Breland getting fired, that was just madness. Because at the end of the day, how can you fire this guy when you really believe that Tyson Fury had glove tampering? And when your other manager / trainer, JD's, was in the changing room with Tyson Fury overseeing it all. So why is it that he's still got a job? Weird, isn't it? Anyway, Mark Breland, he puts out a statement on social media. I'll put that linked in the description box as always. Now, he does give like a bit of a statement, but he also leaves a bit of a clip of Teddy Atlas when Teddy Atlas was reacting to all the allegations that Deontay Wilder's been speaking about, the gloves, the costume, the referee, Mark Breland, and so forth. So he's pretty much leaving it up to Teddy Atlas. So whatever it is that Teddy Atlas is saying, that's what Mark Breland is pretty much saying to you. That the whole thing is complete madness. Now, we'll talk about that a little bit in a second. Now, the statement that he puts out, he is talking about why he's on social media, because his daughter said he should go on social media, all that kind of stuff. But he's saying that he hasn't just come along in boxing, okay? He hasn't just joined boxing and now it's just become part of his life. No, he's always been in boxing ever since he was 8 years old. So he's dedicated his entire life to boxing. In other words, he ain't going to do something so stupid as to spike somebody's water. Because the way that Wilder's been talking, if anybody out there is stupid enough to believe any of this, well, first of all, you're an idiot. But second of all, if you're a boxer and you're looking to, I don't know, get a new trainer in and Mark Breland's name pops up, you probably go, well, nah, I don't really want Mark Breland. He can't be trusted because he spikes his own fighter's water. You see, it's not a good thing that Wilder's come out and said any of this. So what Mark Breland is saying is that in all of his life, in all of his days, he's never seen anything like it. The allegations are just madness. I mean, how can Wilder accuse a guy who's been in his corner for 10, 12 years, whatever it may be, of not only throwing in the towel to deliberately give him a loss? Why would he do that? It's beyond me. But then spike his water as well. It's just pure insanity, isn't it? Now, the link that he leaves for Teddy Atlas, or the video that, of course, Mark Breland has on there, where Teddy Atlas has been saying the same thing that I was saying. None of it can be possible. Teddy Atlas, of course, he talks about the gloves and what have you. There's no way that Tyson Fury can have his hands wrapped in front of Deontay Wilder's trainer manager, JD's. There's no way they can get his hands wrapped and then gloved in front of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the WBC, and everybody else around. The fact that the referee checks the gloves right before the bell, the fact that the gloves and the wraps get handed to the State Athletic Commission. There's no way that he's done something, especially with an egg weight. It's impossible, okay? But, of course, he does touch on Mark Breland, which is why Mark Breland, of course, shared that video, which is that Mark Breland is a very, very credible guy. Teddy Atlas has known Mark Breland for a long time. And this kind of thing, these allegations from Deontay Wilder are ludicrous. Mark Breland would never do anything like that. Mark Breland is not the most outspoken guy in the world. In fact, he's very, very quiet, especially when he speaks. He is very, very quiet. So he's not going to turn his back and do something as disgusting as spiking his own fighter's water. He ain't going to do that. He's not going to throw in the towel so his fighter loses the fight. There's no reason for Mark Breland to do that. And that's what Teddy Atlas is getting at. How can Wilder accuse, out of all the people, of being disloyal, of being somebody who would do, let's be honest, it's a criminal activity to spike somebody's water, let alone your own fighter's water. Mark Breland would never do such a thing. And it's disgusting that Wilder would even entertain the idea of that, let alone actually come out and say it. Is Wilder saying all of this for publicity? Is he saying it just for hype? Is he, whatever it may be? Mark Breland could legitimately sue Deontay Wilder, couldn't he? Of course he could. So could the Nevada State Athletic Commission, so could Tyson Fury, so could the referee, so could quite a few other people. For everybody that he's throwing under the bus. Because Wilder, after 8-9 months, you'd think that he'd be a little bit more logical about things. The fact that he's had more time to think about it. But quite clearly, he's got a bunch of morons hanging around him. He's got a bunch of fan channels out there trying to blow smoke up his backside just because they want interviews. And like an idiot, he's falling for it. But to be honest with you, I do believe that Wilder was the one who told them to put out all this kind of information in the beginning. It's a bit too coincidental, isn't it? And we know that the Wilder fanatical fan channels, they're so far towards sheep than wolves, it's not even funny. That's exactly what they are. They're not leaders. Quite clearly, in even real life, they're not. I mean, if a fighter, I don't care who that fighter is. If a fighter comes up to me and asks me to put out a story, and I said, that's a bit far-fetched, I ain't doing it. I don't care who that fighter is, I ain't doing it. I don't mind creating like a little bit of hype and a bit of buzz, but I ain't going to lie. And that's what these guys have done, isn't it? But anyway, back to Mark Breland. Mark Breland quite clearly is very upset about it. What's he going to do about it? Time will tell. Is he going to sue Wilder? Time will tell. But by him leaving the clip that Teddy Atlas spoke about, that will tell you that's how he feels about this whole situation. That Wilder is a despicable human being to even think that Mark Breland will have anything to do with it. It's complete madness, isn't it? Anyway, I'll put a link to it in the description box. Go give it a read and, of course, a watch as well. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you all in the next video.